This is the Eventide H949 plugin, but first, a brief history on early Eventide pitch changers. For those unaware, Eventide are the forefathers of pitch change and digital delay. Their 1745M pitch change module was arguably the first commercially available pitch changer. Although groundbreaking, the 1745M's pitch change quality wasn't great, and it had artifacts that made it hard to use. This was vastly improved upon with the H910, the world's first harmonizer, but that too had an occasional glitch, a word that Eventide introduced to the audio lexicon. Due to the popularity of the H910, engineers were on a quest to slay the glitch, and thus the H949 was born. The deglitched H949 was innovative in many ways. It had more than one pitch change algorithm, another word that Eventide introduced to the pro audio community. It's the first box to reverse audio, the first box with micro pitch shift, the first with a random pitch function, and an innovative repeat function, a rudimentary way of looping the last 400 milliseconds of audio. Now for a tutorial on how to use the H949 plugin. The input knob provides visual cues for the level of the incoming signal and lets you know if your signal is clipping. The repeat button is used to capture and repeat the last 400 milliseconds of audio and recirculates it until repeat is pressed again. The original H949 had a main output and a delay-only output. The feedback controls route a portion of the output signal back to the input. The output of these controls is mixed with the input signal, but is independent of the gain adjustment provided by input level. The main level adjusts the feedback from the system output to the input. Delay only adjusts the level of the delay only output. EQ knobs give further control by sculpting your sound. Be careful, these controls can easily be set to a point of uncontrolled oscillation. The pitch ratio shows the pitch ratio between input and output. Manual adjusts the ratio from 2 octaves down to 1 octave up.
Hold on me, baby.
Only you can satisfy this need.
You gotta hold on me, baby. Only you can satisfy this need.
Only you can satisfy this need.
You gotta hold on me, baby. Only you can satisfy this need.
Remote allows controls via MIDI. Pitch ratio is determined by receipt of note on and pitch bend messages.
Only you can satisfy this need. You gotta hold on me, baby. Only you can satisfy this need.
It also determines the rate of delay change in flange and random modes. Function select is a great place to start as it determines how the other controls work. These are the basic operating modes of the H949. When pressed in, the 4 switches function as labeled in red below each switch. When the function button is out, the switches function as labeled in green above the switches. LEDs indicate which switch is selected and show which function is active. The functions fall into 2 major groups: pitch change effects and delay reversal effects. This is a harmonizer, so let's start with pitch change functions. Norm is the normal pitch change mode. Adjust the manual knob to change the pitch ratio from 2 octaves down to 1 octave up. Extend extends the length of audio segment affected by the pitch change. The length of the audio segment is determined by the main delay setting. Main output delay is not available in extend mode. The buttons simply select the length of the extension. micro pitch change operates in a manner similar to normal pitch change, except that the pitch ratio is restricted. Moving the manual knob from fully counterclockwise to fully clockwise increases the pitch until it becomes sharp, or decreases the pitch until it becomes flat, depending on which mode is selected. When the function button is out, the H949 is in delay mode and the green labels apply. The delay switches allow you to add successive amounts of delay before the main output. Select time in 6.25 millisecond increments to a maximum of 393.75 milliseconds. Random causes the output delay to vary between its limits at a constant rate of change, which simulates random variations of double tracking without the mechanical sound of a fixed delay. The flange switch is an automatic flanging mode. In this mode, manual controls the rate at which the variable delay changes. The reverse switch causes short signal segments to be played back in time reversed order. The main delay switches are used to select the length of the reverse segment, up to the 400 millisecond memory capacity of the system. The algorithm select button allows you to select from one of two pitch change algorithms. Try them both on a variety of source material to see which one fits. Algorithm 1 may cause glitches with increasing frequency and is more appropriate for smaller pitch ratios. For more extreme pitch ratios, use algorithm 2, which is glitch-free and adds varying degrees of coloration to the signal. The delay level controls the level of the delay-only output. The mix level sets the overall balance of wet and dry signal. The main level controls the main output, which is the pitch-shifted output. The H949 allows you to create perfect harmonies, custom musical intervals, and outlandish effects. Fatten snares, detune synths, spread guitars, and create lush vocals that glue your mix. Spice up your guitar solos with delayed reverse sweeps or flanger synths. The H949 Harmonizer begs for experimentation. Download a fully functional 30-day demo from EventideAudio.com.